Hi, it's me. Quite a few of my videos have me twice in one scene talking to myself, and quite a few people have asked me how I achieve that. Well, the simple answer is that it's a basic technique which is known as cloning, which thank goodness has absolutely nothing to do with genetic engineering. There are a few things that you need to have if you want to clone yourself in a video. The first and most important thing is a video editor that will allow you to do this. The video editor that I use is perfectly capable of doing the job and set me back the equivalent of about $100, which is probably about the minimum that you want to spend on a decent video editor. It is possible to do it with Windows Movie Maker, which of course is free if you have Windows, and as far as I know also iMovie. You'll almost certainly need a plugin though. That's definitely the case with Movie Maker, but the plugin is free. The procedure is a little more complicated, and if you are going to be using Windows Movie Maker, all I can do is to direct you to an excellent tutorial by Eric Winter. Another thing that's good to have is proper lighting, which means studio lighting, artificial lighting, if you have it. For best results, it's going to have to be about 1000 watts worth. Unfortunately, if you're like me and you don't actually have a studio with proper lighting, then, well, you're going to have to make do with natural light probably, which is a problem. Because natural light changes in intensity and quality very, very quickly. It does mean that it's going to cause you problems later on, which is why you really want to avoid it if you can. But, you know, if you can't avoid it, then, well, you're just going to have to live with substandard results. By the way, if you want to see me making some really, really awesome videos, then what you've got to do is to get 100,000 of your friends to subscribe to my channel and start watching my videos, and then maybe I'll start making enough money that I can give up my day job. No? No. Okay, worth a try. Now, before all the emails and the private messages and the comments and everything else all start rolling in, I do not know how to work your video editor. And the thing is, the different video editors are very different. Yours will probably not be the same as mine. Settings will be different. I can't help you find the correct settings on your video editor. I can tell you the basic technique, but for anything else, you will really need to look at the help file on your own video editor, the one that you've got, and hopefully that should be able to give you enough information. Now, the basic principle is actually very simple. My video editor, and it's probably the same on your video editor, has a series of numbered tracks. In fact, I think I've got about 16 on mine, but some video editors will give you up to 99 different tracks, all numbered. Now, we're going to take advantage of the fact that if you put video on a higher numbered track, it will appear superimposed over any video that you put on a lower numbered track. And then all I need to do is to cut away half of one video so that the corresponding half of the other video will show through. Difficult to visualize? Well, let's put it into practice. I'm going to go downstairs now and do a bit of filming. So, what I'm going to do here is to film myself twice, basically. Once on this side of the sofa and once on that side of the sofa. So, here goes. Take one. Hi! And take two. Hi! Alright, that should do it. So we now have two takes of me saying hi, and as I said, it's quite simple. I'm just going to put them at the same time on the timeline as each other, but one above the other. As you can see, each video actually takes up two tracks, one for the video itself and one for the sound. One thing I like very much about this video editor is that you can see very clearly the waveform of the soundtrack, which means that it's a simple matter to line up the two pieces of video so that both of me say hi at the same time. I can now trim both clips to be the same duration, but the problem is that if I now play the video as it is, although you can hear both of me, you can only see one of me.
Hi!
The reason's quite simple. The video that I've put on track 4 is completely obscuring the video that's on track 1. So what I need to do is to open up another dialog which will allow me to cut away half of the video that's on track 4, allowing the corresponding half of track 1 to show through. Now once more, please don't write to me and ask me where to find the corresponding settings on your particular video editor, or to complain that your video editor looks completely different from mine. I don't have a clue. On my video editor, I have to make certain that I disable the setting which allows me to keep the aspect ratio, and also to change the settings so that it will actually cut away the video instead of just resizing it. I can then very quickly just cut away half of the video that's on track 4, and that will allow the video that's on track 1 to show through.
Hi!
Now, as I said, the problem is that because the quality of the light changed between takes, you can actually see the join. I can attempt to correct that a little bit by adjusting the gamma setting and the color saturation and various other things, all very complicated. But I'm satisfied if I can get it good enough.
Hi!
As I said, it's a fairly simple technique, but it needs practice, and the best thing to do is to keep practicing and make little experimental videos. You only need to be a few seconds at first just to get used to it, just to find your way around your video editor and to work out how exactly to get the effect that you want. Just have a go, keep doing it, keep getting better at it, and if you do make one of those videos, why not set it as a response to this one so that we can all take a look. Doesn't matter if it doesn't look perfect, just keep practicing, that's all. And as I said, if you want to make me famous, I'll start making better videos.